the arrest of the so-called widow, baby mama, wife, legal wife, whatever it is that she attributed to herself. I'm talking about Cynthia, Omo, some call her Omo Wunmi, Adebanjo, or Aloba. For a long time, it seems she sort of got this shield, and it got a lot of people worried. In fact, some people came up with some theory, narrative, and they said, oh, she's connected to certain people. Oh, she's connected to the people in power. She's this, she's that. Is she really connected? Or it is the system broken that is favoring the likes of Cynthia now? Are we saying Cynthia unalive Mohbad? Okay, question is, how did she unalive Mohbad? Are we saying Prime Boy unalive Mohbad? Question is, how did he unalive him? In fact, is it the nurse and Mohbad that unalived? I mean, the nurse unalived Mohbad, and Mohbad helped to unalive himself completely, directly or indirectly. You must have asked yourselves question. In fact, there are people who ended up saying to hell with Mohbad. They said he's not a saint. They said he abuses substance, and whatever it is I reacted, so be it. But in all of this, there is one thing that you cannot say, pretend about. The music revenue of Mohbad is what the family of Mohbad is concerned about, which we do not have any, we don't have issues about that. Since they cannot bring Mohbad back to life, of course, they want to manage Mohbad's estate. There is more to what the eyes can see. Now, there is secretary, some call her Queen Mother. You know what I'm talking about, Iyabo Ojo. She came out gun blazing alongside Gistlover. They gave us stories and stories and stories, all of which had some insincerity about it. Gistlover lost it completely on justice for Mohbad. And ever since then, Gistlover has not regained itself again. Now, Iyabo Ojo being the face attached to Gistlover did not stop. And we have Yomi Fabiyi, actor, same rank and file with Iyabo Ojo. Both of them are not into the industry per se anymore actively. They are either head of NGO or group of people. Same with Yomi Fabiyi. Yomi Fabiyi and Iyabo Ojo, both of them had loggerheads on the Babaijesa that got released recently. So it's like fire to fire. Everyone gang fighting or fighting each other using a particular or an event. What exactly is going on? We heard that Iyabo Ojo rushed, or was she arrested too, to Abuja to help Cynthia escape from the gravel of law that finally fell on her head. Please like and share. Let's jump right into it.
Otherwise known as Darosha. If phone forensic is done on these three people, 19.9.99999.9900% Mohbad will be getting is justice, because the truth are hidden there. And of course, I can tell you for free, the CCTV in Mohbad's house was working as at the time he was murdered and even after he was murdered. But of course, they stole it, they did something to it, and that truth must be established. We want to see if truly they are going to listen to the voice and the demand of the president. If they have hijacked the government from our president, we will know very shortly. And that is why let's start demanding. Phone forensic on Wunmi. Cynthia is already, turned herself in Abuja. And I want to believe she's still under serious investigation. Maybe she's been granted bail, which is a fundamental right. But certainly, we want the truth to be established, and we don't want this to be swept under the carpet. We are not foolish as people. When we came out in our millions in September 2023 to demand justice for Mohbad, and that justice is promised by this administration, and we want renewed hope of justice for Mohbad. They failed us in Lagos. I want to believe the Central will hold, and they will deliver the justice that Mohbad desire. So we're going to be going back to Babaijesa's case, and let's go on a musical break. And they say it's peaceful is because people, the citizens, they speak up, they break their silence when they notice that criminality and evil is now about to take, the center stage. They speak up. They say, we don't want this in our society. Everybody must have a semblance of, and serenity, of comfort, of justice, of hope that the society is going to be what is going to be doing them well. That is your duty. You need to play a part. You don't need to join Break the Silence Foundation. You need to look for a human rights organization around you that is active and engage this life. Engage.
People struggle they use whatever it is they have to get to the top. And then the moment they get to the top, they start oppressing those that are at the bottom. So I think that is what has been happening for years. But now, Break the Silence Foundation is an eye-opener. Thank you, Mr. and Actor Yomi Fabiyi, for all that you do. I remember that time that thing started. People were, hey, Yomi, that time, Leku. Last man standing, but you didn't even do it. You didn't even look at where you didn't even bother. You were just when you by may Yomi don't happen to may Yomi Fabiyi to buy us how your man
Yomi Fabiyi happens to you are in trouble. Just pack your bag and baggages and run to England.
We realize that it's all for good. Thank you so much. All these people here, because that's the only thing God even found out. Right? But we want people to take accountability. We want people to be responsible for their actions and their inactions, for their intentions, for, a lot of things, the shell in no country, we know it. Nigeria, but yet, yes, we can do better. We can start our country from anywhere. Tabawa, she understand. Hey, Babaijesa, welcome back. Thank you for being you too, because I heard that you didn't even know your rights as at that time. Now I know you know even more than the.
He knows better now. Another thing that I have to add to the Nigerian populace, because we need to keep improving as a society. No matter how you think you know about the other person, maybe the guy or the girl, but most importantly the girl. The first thing you need to do is ask, how old are you? And you're being all these girls. No, ladies don't tell their age. You will tell you. You must tell your age this time. So it is civil, it is lawful. Before you have right to have feelings to anybody. But before you go deeper, before it becomes a crime, the first thing that your common sense of law, respect for the rights of other people is to ask, how old are you? Because somebody might have the features of an adult, and she's actually a teenager. And the ignorance is an excuse.
I don't know.
Yeah, but in Nigeria, people don't ask. I'm saying, even some parents people say, how come mommy, and your child is still a minor. All those nonsense needs to stop. Using children as a model, giving an excuse for why children should be abused. It shouldn't be. But unfortunately, you wrong colleagues. When you speak the truth, all these things would have happened. When I spoke the first time, if not because this Iyabo is just a terrible individual that is so arrogant. I spoke this message of human rights. Just allowed us to be patient. I was speaking to my colleagues. Be patient. Emma fall, see, trap with a fall. Because as at that time, Baba Swing was already losing his leg. The same mistake. And this means and anybody to buy Gebi, they shouldn't find the person wanted. She just changed the narrative because with the actress to Suke to Alegbe, don't turn our godman. I want she wants to attack me, she can't. Because some secret buruku allow me to buy the physically my finish live. Emma go boy and one year copussy. Oye, gbogbo àwọn tó yẹ pé gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ìkéré obìnrin wọ́n ti rape wọn dànù. Ọkọ̀ ń gbé pu ẹni àwọn ẹlẹ́wọ̀n bọ́ta pé àwọn ń jà fún ọmọ ìkéré wọn. Èmi tẹ́mi ṣe dáadáa, èmi lẹ́ ń sọ dèèyàn burúkú. Èmi ìta gbé wá tàbí wá sí wọ́n ti pín òbò káàkiri ní industry. Ẹ ti ṣe èmi tẹ́mi ò gbà pátá tí èmi lẹ́ ń pè ní sexual assault èmi lè yọ̀kan accuse. Ṣé nítorí mo wá ń ṣe fíìmù sí mi ní okó mi ò lè mọ́? Bọ́bí ní kọjá ẹ̀rá mi tó bá gbé wá àmà gbé súnmọ́ ẹ̀ tó bá gbé súnmọ́ mi wùdù.
Láì ṣokòwò.
But àwọn ilé tó ń ṣe bálabàla tí gbogbo story wọn ta mọ̀. Wèrè actress yìí ó ní ìyá ọmọ kan ó rèpù ọmọ yẹn báyìí ọmọ gẹ́ yẹn ọmọ yẹn sì kìíní. Tí ìyá ọmọ yẹn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí tó elégún ní ìyá ọmọ yẹn. Kọ́lọ́wọ̀ nígbà o actress mo ní ẹni sùúrù ẹ ṣúọ̀. Mo ṣèwádìí mo ní pọ́nmọ gan ó ti fi candle design ara rẹ̀ ti pẹ́. Wọ́n jọ ń gbádùn ara wọn ọmọ ò jẹ́wọ́ fún yẹ. So many things ń ṣẹlẹ̀ jẹ́ pé màá wà pé èmi tèmi kàn wò pé I will speak the truth and fight for what is right. Èmi máa jà fóbìnrin èmi lọ́ní mi láìkò obìnrin. Ẹ lè rí mi kí bọ́kùnrin rìn tààrà obìnrin ni mo ń tẹ̀lé rìn. Torí mo ti yọ̀dí already èmi ní jẹ́ kí ọ̀kan lọ máa fi gé lọ mi kọ́ máa lọ sàn kan sí fúrọ̀ ọ̀dí mi. Mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ ń bá life mi lọ jẹ́jẹ́ I just want to live a selfless life. Mo máa ń lóyà sí àwọn colleague mi débi ẹnu ikú pé even if you are gone I won't turn my back against you because n tó wọ́ sí unity theatre wa ni pé ó wà láyé gan wọ́n ti dúró tiẹ̀ ni ó wá lọ kú. Wọ́n máa sin ẹbí ìgbà tó ń sin ewúrẹ́ tí ò ní gangan. I said let me keep covering that part. Wọ́n yìnbọn mi lọ́wọ́ lémi bàbá àsìkò bí ẹ̀ pé mo fi gangan ṣe. Wọ́n ní tí àwọn wẹ́dà ló máa ń sin actor ni àbá mi ló máa bá yín sin actor ìbá actor náà ló máa sin actor ṣé mi ti bá kú actor kan ló máa sin mí ni. But all this selfless stuff wọ́n kàn fi social media yìnbọn mi lọ́wọ́ bàtọ́ dẹ̀ ń ṣe gbowó líwọ̀n mi à ń wò pé n tó wà nínú tèmi kọjá gbogbo rọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀ mi mọ wèrè tẹ́ ń ṣe yẹ ká lo comment section. You can't be doing that nonsense with me and it make sense. Mi ò rí gbogbo rubbish yẹn. And I continue to fight on. And when they realize, wọ́n expect pé ẹ wo wọ́n ti tọ̀ yín gbà yẹn 16 years lọ fún Babaijesa mú kan rẹ̀ nígbà pé ṣé kìí ṣe àmà tún máa educate àwọn ilé pé this is understand pé government ń sá wọ́n jẹ́ kó yẹ yín pé ní choice ni o. We are supposed to set this man free. Wọ́n jẹ́ ká fọgbọ́n ṣe. And we are trying to even explain. Wọ́n ń tọ́ àwọn èèyàn. He has spent the time. Ṣé ẹni tó bá bá ọmọ ìkéré sùn 3 years ló máa ní kó lọ lọ prison.
My brother, can I tell you a quick story? This happened to This happened here. A friend of mine, we lived together then. He's a medical doctor, Mufuruko Bolashiri. Now, some girls came to our place. I was at work, but then I came down. We started drinking and everything. One of them decided to go sleep in my room, as at that time, which was anyway. To cut the long story short, the girl was yelling at the top of her voice. But you know, you would know that there's something fishy. Laura Roja, Mosha phone me, Mute record. Do you know that was what saved my friend? Because when they came out of the room, the girl started shouting, Can
you imagine?
They all girl yìí bá gbogbo nú ilé jẹ́ o ẹni tó ná rape òun ó fọ́ gbogbo nǹkan bá gbogbo nú ilé jẹ́. When the police came, nǹkan tó yìnbó ṣe yàtọ̀ nìyẹn. The first question tí ọlọ́pàá obìnrin béèrè lọ́wọ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi ni pé, did you promise this girl something and you never gave it to her? That was the first question. Because ọ̀rẹ́ mi ó náà fẹ́ máa clean ilé mo ní má fọwọ́ kàn. 1 year lọ kó tó parí case ẹ̀ nígbà tá a máa pè é pé Kabering, listen, Sergeant so, what happened to this case? Man, the case has been struck out. It was struck out. And what there's already malose one, can you come and our girls in one show Niger, almost out in one. You understand what I'm saying? So, Oyinbo she findings one. I was expecting them to do that to Babaijesa. Babaijesa should not be in jail.
You know, the point is this. Let me be honest with you. Kudos to Nigerian police. The state CID, Nipanti, as at that time, when they saw the pressure, The current Assistant Inspector General of Police, in Zone 2, he was the DCP party there. I get what I'm saying? Okay. When they all saw the whole stuff, even the OC gender, the woman there, I can tell you all for free. At the wiki, anyone it was in Share. Because she realized eventually that, Madam, where is the CCTV laying? When you can't continue to run this country like this. This woman, princess, came to police station and said, because I invited Babaijesa to my house, I want to know whether he will do it or not. I installed a camera. Where is the CCTV? It's meant to be the primary evidence that should be tendered in court. So whatever they download from the CCTV is secondary evidence. I can tell you all for free, quote me, Georgie to Dajo Babaijesa, Kofojuri, hard disk, primary, depo secondary evidence. Comport as a power for Judy.
For real.
They are Nigerians like me that wrote application. I want to become a judge. I want to become a DPP. They just destroy people's life and you all just go on social media and do nonsense. Anybody continue with rubbish that shit. Call for Judy nada. Ọlọ́pàá ló kọ statement tí wọ́n accredit pé Babaijesa ló kọ. Ó kọ gbé fún Babaijesa kókó sign. Ṣẹ́ni tó wà lórora tó ti nà ṣe léṣe. Ọwọ́ béèrè lọ́yẹ̀ pé why did you write for him? She said, I wrote under caution because the DPO said we should go and obtain the statement. Under 20 minutes, they go Babaijesa, they will sign a statement. Oh, they were lele. Only kí she get Babaijesa koni. He said they've beaten him in princess house. All his clothes is torn. I offered him share. He cannot sit. He said he's okay on the floor. But she saw no court, but she saw him verbatim. They now said, can you imagine? You are a police officer of 14 to 16 years. A suspect is weak. He cannot even sit down on a chair. And you were writing for him and writing that he defiled a girl when she was 7-year-old. And you gave it to him to sign. Now, panty, and when you test, few months, Coffee arrest Babaijesa. Meanwhile, princess of 7-year-old, Babaijesa is disvagine. No witness, no evidence, no hospital, no treatment. Lagos State, because Babaijesa is an actor and the video has been recorded, he must go down and he's begging. He can beg now. He come after Yahweh, they mean see. If Yahweh jumba, Yahweh so me oh she see me, if not bag Yahweh. But to agbe point, but be level daddy. Okay, that's how we talk.
You know, video here go one no Babaijesa, which is wrong.
Oh, Anthony Toba move CCTV daddy. George Maribo she set the camera lati bere. And it is important they go back to it. From beginning, they will see how the camera was set. But she figure she realize that how does that look like a natural crime?
It's not.
Because a man loves a woman, or a man is a flirt, it's not a crime. Obìnrin náà flirting now. The man when he was in prison, the father died while he was in prison. He couldn't bury his father. And you can't about house on ye yo ku ye pada. O she party gbogbo àwọn celebrity àwọn ṣẹlẹ̀ ya nbe. E wa window show ana kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn tó wà mi. Bo she sick lọ́kàn gbe anybody káàkiri wọ́n fẹ́ anybody toro o. O kàn ṣe balabala. Because the association they went against Babaijesa and I stood. Only call me pa. Mo de dúró pa ko sin tó fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀. Àwọn ni theater pẹ̀lú àwọn tó lọ rí pa pé ko Babaijesa gbọ́dọ̀ bọ́ta. Tó bá ní èmi la ka gbogbo.
Even as a matter of fact, Gone, the video that was released for us to watch on Facebook then was edited. It was edited.
God bless you. But
I cried then. It was edited. God. These are people don't bow Berinje.
An expert was even brought before Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo to them prove that that particular video talk about that TDP was edited. You expect a judge to say, hello, you want me to rule on this case? Where is the birth certificate of this girl, number one? And if you don't provide the CCTV from beginning to the end, I'm not going to continue. I will throw this case out. One better is non loruko. Onimo to mba to work with Iyabo lọ́jọ́ rìn tó gbé ọjọ́ rìn wọ́n lọ lórúkọ governor ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. You know, if you knew the old nonsense they did. When it was time for me to stand with Lagos State government during the election, I spoke my mind out. I said I want to about me when I will only stand with this government because I'm part of this house. I will not want anything to happen to Ashiwaju. I don't want anything to happen to government of Sanwo-Olu, but I am not happy. That is the reason Timmy of make sure me and Foju because Sanwo-Olu this thing. I did not want to see him. I didn't go to him. I can tell you all for free. I choose not to go. No. I said no. I'm not impressed with what his Ministry of Justice are doing. I will case Mohbad now.
ṣé nǹkan tí Iyabo ń sọ nípa Sanwó-Olú ń gbà yẹn tó ní Sanwó-Olú tó bá dá sí case àbí tó bá ṣe tó ń larúkọ ọmọ lórí ń gbà yẹn, and as at then she was even claiming that tóun bá jẹ́ kó ṣe ẹ̀wọ̀n pé òun lè ta ilé òun torí case yẹn ń gbà yẹn. That was what she said.
Yes, I remember. Yes,
that was what she said then. And there is this woman that was following on Facebook. Torí pé account mi ń gbà yẹn, account mi wọ́n hack on Facebook. Then this woman was a good advocate for Babaijesa. She cried. She did everything she could. She was even going to the court then.
From day one, I did not even believe them. From day one, I did not.
I was almost slapped because of this case.
Recently, I challenged the princess here at Iyabo. Iyabo, I'm challenging both of you and Tom. Beckon on Lagos State government to get Damola Adekola. If truly that princess girl was 14-year-old, that means Damola Adekola who truly slept with her to confess, the evidence. That means he slept with a minor. He's a pedophile.
Exactly.
He living with princess at that time. When he pursue so that they can bring him to fall. You know what this Iyabo did? Behind me, she told her lawyer to ask that they serve her. Then they didn't serve me any letter. She went to court. But they've tried to serve me. I didn't collect service. And then immediately they were filing that they should give a judgment. That's substitute service. But she didn't substitute service. No longer application that they should give judgment that I've done something wrong that I should pay. Until a bailiff now sent me stuff and say, sir, as this case is now, you have a case with who? Only Iyabo Ojo. One block here down. One social media. One point lady will go. And I said, where is the court? I have to run to that court. As at this November before I was in that court. Shikowazibe. Money, you did this behind me. I am supposed to be in court against you and get enough money from you. Because what she did then, during this Babaijesa's case, as an activist, is a criminal offense to gag me. If any government tries it, they might, I have to go to court against them. Secondly, there is no way I said it is okay to abuse children or minor. You body shame me and to my video when you watch panty. One Yomi Fabiyi, one you go pampas.
Yes, I saw the video then.
Yes, I saw the video then.
There was also a part she said,
why don't you sue them?
I was even advising her. I said, Iyabo, you are subjecting me to cyberbullying.
In fact, Mr. Yomi, you really tried. In fact, you really tried.
Honestly, you really tried. You are a blood brother, not just a brother to brother.
This man tried.
I was
really, every time,
hold on there. I was fighting for the girl, for the right of the girl, for the rights of Babaijesa. That is the victim, that is the defendant. The public have got their right to put a mouth in the matter. But this other two, they have their own right too. Where did I say it is okay to abuse children sexually? I said this thing is an organized crime. Princess needs to be questioned. Parental negligence in the law of Lagos State is a criminal offense. It's quite unfortunate that I want to put our own legal team, if you claim that a child of 7-year-old was sexually abused under you, and you could not even find out, you did not report to police, you didn't take the child to hospital, you are already negligent. It's a criminal offense. That means ultimately you won't know. The debt we owe every child is protection. More than it, she should be held liable for that. But none of this media, they carry this. They are only carrying media. Anything that will destroy somebody, that's the only thing they will carry. Not the Malofi, elect. I know blogger, I know presenter. your view yẹ kí lorúkọ ẹlẹ́dì yẹ tó kẹtọ báyìí tẹ́sẹ̀ ti dàrú yẹ ó ti kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ sí ní tvc yẹ terrible disgusting boy ma destroy ọkùnrin lọ́wọ́. And I said all these things are not tenable. This is just the rule of law. No birth certificate. Iyabo yọjú CCTV ẹ̀ múlẹ̀. Ọlọ́pàá ló kọ statement. Dàmọ́lá Adékọ́lá tó bọ́ sùn ẹ̀ gbé wá court. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ ní Babaijesa ń jẹ̀bi. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ ní kí judge ìran lọ sẹ́wọ̀n. That was why the judge granted Babaijesa bail the first time pé wọ́n kọ́ máa lọ lé náà. Wọ́n fẹ́ jọ wèrè ń bì.
ṣé ìgbà tó ní wọ́n interview ọmọ yẹn or interrogate rather, was there any adult there with the girl?
Of Princess wà ń bẹ̀. Ọlọ́pàá wà ń bẹ̀.
No. Apart from Princess, who was there with them as a witness?
Òun ni mo sọ pé woman tó pè ní kinní kan therapist tó pè ní therapist àṣé nígbà tó máa scrutinize wèrè nínú kóòtù ló ṣe lọ́ọ̀yà ni ó dẹ̀ pé rẹ̀ ní kinní they are just wọ́n kàn máa kóra wọn jọ assemblage of women wọ́n fẹ́ máa gba owó donation NGO kọ́kọ́ máa báyé àwọn èèyàn jẹ they turn it to business center.
Wọ́n ti wọ́ wá láti ilẹ̀ náà.
Ẹgbà táwọn pariwo ọ̀jẹ́ kẹ gbọ́ náà wèrè díẹ̀ ìbò ṣe bá yéèyàn jẹ́ nìyẹn ó kọ́ máa
I was watching everything from mo wo gbogbo ẹ̀ láti beginning to the end.
Let me sound this warning to Lagos State government àti governor gbogbo àwọn tẹ bá ní tó súnmọ́ Iyabo anybody ẹ wà careful o wàá mú level yìí ní àwọn flatret gbogbo ẹ̀mí sòótọ́ fún gbogbo yín ẹ wà careful wọ́n máa bàálù ìjẹ́mọ̀ yín lórí.
They sound corny though.
So
very,
that
very
is what they do. That is what they do. And I stood on me change láti gbà yẹn. I speak my own from beginning till now. I have no reason to lie. If they establish all these things, then we'll see the truth in Babaijesa's case. If Babaijesa got to one, so I even have my own rights. You have your own. Every human being has got their own rights. You have right to sexual feelings. So if you want to set somebody up with flirting is a social culture, but not all the lawyers don't defend it because they won't defend it. So a normal lawyer told more rule of law told you set me up with flirting. You say why did I fall? If you set me up with flirting with an adult, I've not committed any crime. She accepted and I fell for it. I've no intention to commit crime. My intention is I want to answer the call of nature. But if it is with a minor or a child, then you've committed a crime, even if it is a setup. Now, proof to the man that he was dealing with a minor, they failed to prove it, and they covered it, and they used the power of government. When a man was said, just send him to prison. I took the honor of the judge to say, I'm not going to go that route. Sentence him to life imprisonment. To him, no court you're going to because very yawidi. Most of them, Tema Mache, most of Olopa, Emma Joko Apaponi. Even the Babaijesa himself was scared. This is about my country and innocent people. In future, the joke on stop now. Women can just be saying, "Hey, can this sexual relationship can they might change a rape?" And it don't condemn Babaijesa. We want natural crime. We want victims, natural victims, to be able to pursue their cases. We want to fight for natural victims. But with the actress there, sorry, I know the industry by a cucumber of initiate one by you. I know how many complaints that I received there. Kiru Yamasape, Abi Yomi, Basweko. And we hear Timothy industry. Down here, Masape, Basweko. Moya, Moshefim, Fifim by you with it. Moshokoyabo. A minimum of Babasweko. I want to fix about Ben Walker's away. Abi Womo Babasweko. Abi Womo Kakodrico. Until sọ fún Alhaji Nka Quadri or sọ fún Babasui because Babasui was sick. Babasui would have stood up and say, "Kò ní da fáwọn èmi ló sọ ó fẹ́ bá Yomi sọ̀rọ̀." Wọ́n ní àbú ṣé bí àti ẹwà jẹ́ sáwù ni. Ló fi sọ pé àbí wọ́n mọ Babasui kọ́. Àwọn Madam Shagelu sọ pé Yomi àbí wọ́n mọ Babasui kọ́. Àwọn àtàlà ní Yomi sọ pé àbí wọ́n mọ Babasui kọ́. Even àwọn yẹn kò ṣe respect Babasui. Nti olùgbẹ́nu àwọn Mr. Latin kan sọ pé àbí wọ́n irú wọ Iyabo yẹn irú gbé. Bọ́lá ṣe sọ pé don't worry. Ẹ wo gbogbo èpè tó ṣe ń gbà yẹn gbogbo àwọn tó ṣe àmì ń gbà yẹn mo sọ fún wọn àdàbí tó bá jẹ́ pé number 1 Princess mú evidence èjọ ọmọ yẹn lẹ̀ ní èpè tó ṣe yẹn kò ní padà sórí wọn. Number 2 Princess mo CCTV no lẹ́yìn ẹlẹ́ ọlọ́pàá lọ lift ẹ̀ ń bẹ̀. They did not do anything. They just want to destroy because somebody powerful was paying that I want to punish Babaijesa. Babaijesa máa wọn tó ń ṣèkà fún náà. Wọ́n mọ àwọn tó gbéṣẹ́ yẹn fún pé bọ̀bọ̀ ìṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe wà ń sìn. It's the same way they will be planning. This Yomi, can we bring him down? That's why they will be contacting eléyìí bímọ fún mi. Ẹ̀rí pé àwọn tó bímọ fún mi, oh my God. Ẹ̀rí pé lè bóyá ẹ ti ṣe kọ́kọ́ ní tẹ́lẹ̀, akọ̀bọ́ta akọ̀parọ̀ wèrè. And all of you follow them.
Welcome back. Well, as you can see, how quick Justice for Mohbad connected itself to that of Babaijesa. Well, so the talk is that Cynthia is presently in Abuja, Federal Capital Territory, where she's answering questions. Has she been bailed or not? We do not know. But what we do know is that Iyabo also is at the Federal Capital Territory. Whatever it is that she's doing there, we are here to get updates about it. Has she been arrested too? Is she also being interrogated? Whatever it is, I do not really know. Right now, we don't know the details of it. But, you know, the terrible, terrible, terrible thing about injustice, it is so heartbreaking. Yomi Fabiyi has been able to defend himself, sort of course, when you are with your tribe. I mean, people who believe in you, that's what I mean. Yeah, they will definitely support you, encourage you, and make you feel comfortable, make you feel good. And, well, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I believe strongly that justice for Mohbad will be gotten. There is so much attached to this justice for Mohbad. So much. It got to a time it appeared like affliction. Like an affliction. Yeah, it appeared like an affliction. Like, you know, that kind of situation that comes upon you and you just do not know what to do about it. You don't know what to do about it. That's how justice for Mohbad started looking like. And people struggled. They did. They struggled on justice for Mohbad. They struggled to come to terms with justice for Mohbad and all the shenanigans that came with it. People, in fact, it got to a time some people just said to themselves, I think it's time for us to just like get ourselves off justice for Mohbad. How can we seriously believe that justice will be served or reached? How? They could not find themselves in that space. They couldn't find themselves in that space anymore. They didn't see any light at the end of the tunnel. Because certain people or persons presented themselves in a certain way that made it look like they are the the heaven and earth. And one of them, according to Yomi Fabiyi, is Iyabo. Iyabo presented herself like she's a queen of it all, like she's in charge of it. And when voices became louder, Iyabo had to kind of get off the forefront of justice for Mohbad. People looked at her and they are like, no, you cannot continue. You cannot continue. No, you can't continue presenting yourself this way. No, you can't. You cannot continue. No, you can't. So she had no option. She had no option. She had no option than to just kind of like just give space. She had to give space. She had to like just get herself off justice for Mohbad. And with the Babaijesa thing that started before that of Mohbad, I guess it was, I want to believe, although Yomi Fabiyi will say, no, my job is to fight for and do all that needs to be done to get justice for anybody. It has nothing at all to do with Babaijesa. But some people will be like, oh, could it be the grievances you had whilst trying to defend Babaijesa against the setup that you claim, alleged? Could it be what prompted you to go after justice for Mohbad also, because Iyabo is fronting? Although his response to this back then is that no, he realized that Iyabo is on the forefront and he didn't even bother about it, but certain persons invited him into justice for Mohbad and he decided to engage, and here we are, still on justice for Mohbad. And I don't know. I don't really know what will happen at last. I don't really know what will happen at last. This journey so far, this journey has taught a lot of people lessons. That's taught a lot of people lessons. And what I would say is simple. Make sure that nobody unalives you. Make sure nobody unalives you, so that your story you will not end up talking loudly, but nobody can hear you, meaning you will be gone. That's basically what it is. You will not be alive. Mohbad cannot speak wherever he is right now. He can't even come to say to anybody, oh, look, this is what happened. This is what I didn't do right. This is what I did right. Oh, look, what? He can't. He can't. He can't express himself in any way. He's not alive. We are here. People are fighting, pushing, struggling just to get justice for him. And he cannot defend himself. That's how terrible it is. What are your thoughts? Drop your comments.